Hello, everybody. Back here talking with Vivian Williams again. If you didn't see our first video, we talked a little bit about why we moved abroad and some of the things that come up in the first few months. Today, we'll talk a little bit more about, or a little more in depth about some issues and that concern expats. So, Viv, can you tell us more about yourself?
Yeah, okay. What do I want to say to keep it brief? Well, I've just started a new YouTube channel called A Quiet Broad Abroad, and I am slow traveling basically, and I am an American who's slow traveling in Europe. I'm an artist as well, and that's how kind of Karen kind of came on my radar. And that's about
You
it to
know,
start. We'll
moving abroad is a big deal.
It is hard. It can be hard, yes.
I mean, the way I have talked about it in interviews and in our earlier discussion, I'm kind of light about it, and kind
Yeah,
of
that's
said
true.
I didn't know
You
what I was
are.
doing,
You are light
but
about it.
but it
I just did it.
I just but really it was a big deal. It is a
It
big
is a
deal
big deal. It is.
to
Absolutely. Yeah.
because and sort of speaking to you talked about people say you're brave. They also say, oh, you're so lucky.
They do
Um,
say the lucky part. Yes.
And it's like, and my answer to that is,
Mhm.
yes, I'm so lucky. You can be lucky too. All you have to do is give up your country, your friends, your family, your home, everything that's familiar. You can be lucky too. Like it's, and
Mhm.
that's part of, I mean, obviously you make that choice, but it
Right,
is
right.
also,
It's not really luck. It's
oh
something
no, it's
nice.
not. It's not luck at
It's not.
all.
It's not luck at all. It
But I
might be
mean,
some luck if it works out.
yeah, that's great. There's some, random good fortune that
Good luck.
comes
Yes.
along with it. What I think is useful
Hmm.
for new expats, it's probably better to leave as much of the old way, old life behind, and to not try to make the new life a replica of the old life.
Right.
I think that's really it creates a barrier between you and your ability to adjust to your new life. It gets in the way, you know what I mean? I
Yeah.
do think,
Yeah.
sort of to say the exact opposite, I think
Hmm.
it's important to have a few things from home,
I
like
agree. Absolutely.
often, bedding or a few kitchen things or a few things for
That
sure
make you feel
that
like
connect
you have a little
you.
nest. Yes.
Yeah, that connect you. Maybe you have nice memories of things, or
An
they
item.
I think that's
Absolutely.
really important. So that's
Yes.
the opposite of what I just said. But on the
Yeah,
other
but
hand,
that's a few
it's a
curated
few things.
things.
But I see people
Yeah, tell me.
really overdoing it, and
Yes.
then
Yeah.
once they're in whatever country,
Hmm.
they cook the same way, they eat the same way,
Really?
um,
Oh,
you
they're
know,
importing products.
they're
They're
important exactly. So it's like, where
oh,
can I find
ragu. I have to have ragu.
this exact brand, and they will spend a lot of money. You can get
Yes.
everything,
Okay.
but
Yeah.
they'll spend a lot of money trying to
To
replicate
procure.
something they
Yes.
used to have. And I just question why and whether
Yes.
it's a good idea.
Well, I think though, I think the ultimate question would be somebody's watching who's interested in this would be, are those the people that fail? Are those the people that go back? Being hopeful, maybe it helps them adapt. It's like a soft, people talk about a soft landing. And then over time, they do get rid of some of their furniture. They do realize, why do we have so much stuff?
So
Like that,
if
that
your
absolutely
goal
does.
is to make, if you're slow traveling, you're in a
Yeah.
different
It's a
situation.
different, yeah, a little
The
different
people that
situation.
are just, I'm moving to France, I'm
They can
moving
just move
to
ship
Portugal,
their house over.
they're gonna buy a house and fill it up and land there.
Yes. You have to be flexible. You have to be mentally and emotionally flexible.
Yeah. And I just think,
Yeah.
getting back to people's ideas of what moving to a country is,
Right, right.
there's more to it than just, setting up your house. And
How could they prepare then? How
so,
could
yeah.
they?
So I think preparing is partly just sort of um, thinking about that, thinking about, okay, I'm going into, so
Gonna be
I think of
different.
myself as a guest of France,
Mm-hmm.
I want to think of myself more as, I'm a resident of France, or I really live, but really I'm a guest of the
Mm-hmm.
country
Especially at this point.
at this point. Yeah.
Yes. You hope
So,
the relationship deepens.
so when you go to someone's house, you don't go and, you don't impose,
Redecorating.
don't read, you go and you're a guest and you see what happens and how things are, and
Right.
then you see how you can contribute.
Right.
Um, so I think if you kind of approach whatever country in that way, you're
Mm-hmm.
visiting in terms of, yes, what skills are before people go, is just to
Yeah.
go knowing
What they're
you're
doing.
not going to your country or city in another place. You're going to an entirely different world.
Yeah. Um, and maybe everybody's not ready for that though. This might be if you know you want to stay close to your comfort zone, go to a country like maybe if depending who you are, of course. So I'm saying maybe if you're an American, may feel more comfortable, certainly in the UK,
Oh
right?
yeah, and I think that can
Or
be a good
Canada.
strategy. Yeah, or
Or go to
Canada, or
Canada where Karen is left
it
behind.
can't, that can for sure be, because
Hmm.
uh, it's still going to be different. But yes, it's a softer landing because you've got language isn't in the way, and there's a certain, and
There's some overlap of
a lot
culture.
of culture, music, and
There's
film and stuff
culture overlap, absolutely.
will be overlapped. So yes, I think that can be a very good place to
And
start
you're
for
saying
the.
we'll start studying a little. What about did you want to mention language or?
Well, I mean, if you are going to a country where they don't speak your native language, I think you've absolutely got to
Yes.
have a plan.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you're just going to go and you're going to be for 6 months, or half and half, okay, not so much pressure.
Hmm.
But if you figure you're going to move somewhere and stay, for if you're retiring and you're staying, I think it's really important to have a plan about language.
And
And
what would you suggest? I mean, one thing I know, I've seen people start when they get there. I think that's, I think you need to start before.
yeah, if it's at all possible,
Yeah.
start before, just to, grammar basics. Because once you're there, no one's, like, no one's teaching me grammar right now. I'm just learning conversations, and
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
already learned the grammar, 100 years ago in school.
Yeah,
But
well, you went through
but
school
so
learning French.
ahead of the game, if you can
Hmm.
get some basics about how the letters or characters are pronounced, and how the sounds are, and so you can recognize, and how sentences are built or whatever, depending on the language, if you can. Plus, it also is fun, and language
It
also
is fun. It is
um,
fun.
helps
Like
you learn
culture.
culture, and because you
Absolutely.
so. But then I would say, when you first move,
Hmm.
stop with the language. So
Really?
take a break, because there's
Oh,
too much
okay. I
other
see.
stuff going on. And if you
Okay.
and I'm guilty of this myself, and
That's
it's,
interesting.
you pressure yourself, you want, because you want to learn and it's very frustrating when you can't communicate,
As an
um,
adult, it
as
is.
an
As an
adult.
adult, yes. As an
um,
adult is
so
definitely.
but if you're able to keep, language light for the first maybe 3 months for sure, maybe even six,
Hmm. Okay.
whatever, do some apps, do an hour a week, or do a little bit, but don't
Yeah.
don't beat yourself up doing classes, 4 hours a day, 5 days a week.
No, but I don't feel that many people do that. I mean, maybe I'm speaking for Americans. I think most of them would once a week class might be what they might think is keeping up.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
so you say that to take the pressure off, and because you're hearing the language anyway, and there's so much
Yeah,
new coming at you.
you're still learning. You're
Yeah.
learning bits as long as you're out. I mean, if you're
Yes.
staying,
True. True.
you're staying at home with your partner, or with your whoever you
Yeah.
traveled with, and
Yeah.
you're only speaking your native language, and you're not getting out,
Yeah.
well, okay, but if you're
Right.
getting out and you're buying stuff and you're
Hmm.
traveling around, and
You're
being,
getting the basics.
being exposed to things, and you're hearing it, you're still learning.
That's a very good point, Karen. Actually, I had not thought about that, but Yeah, thank you for that because that's like a bit that's like new for me. I
But
think you're right.
this is my opinion.
No, I
And
think you're right because as you said, I'm thinking now about my travels because that has included Italy and if it like you said it's important, are you going out to the market? Are you doing the daily interactions, which are really the first points of friction that you need to get.
yeah,
So you're right, you are learning them. And I actually, when you first said it, I wasn't sure I agreed, but now when you sort of just really rounded it out, it's like, yeah, you are actually learning.
and you're doing
So
other things. You're getting your phone set up, you're getting your, you're having to read things and translate it and
true, true,
doing
true.
little things. But
Right,
so
right,
once
right.
you but you can't stay there. You
So
can't
you
stay
feel like
at,
3 months to kind of, and
depending
then
how tired you are, and then
ramp.
make a plan to learn.
Okay. Yeah, I
So
agree.
for me, it was about maybe 9 months in.
Hmm.
Like, I
But
mean,
you already
but
knew quite a
I
bit of
have, yeah,
French.
I have that advantage. But about 9 months in, I
Okay.
started going to movies regularly
Ah,
and trying to find TV shows I could watch in French.
yeah.
First, it was okay, I need to watch some French TV. I need to, but now, so that was say last January. So I've been doing that ever since, adding, just making it more a habit.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Watch French series and French TV and speak more. When I first got here, I really didn't speak to people. I spoke like
Yeah.
I spoke to buy my bread or grocery little exchanges, but in the expat and language group, I hardly spoke at all.
Mm.
And then at this sort of pivotal point, I'm like, okay, I'm just going to start speaking. So I
Mm-hmm.
sort of was doing that for about, you know, six months, just lightly, just speaking.
But it was only expats? It was other expats
No, no, it's French people as well. It's a language group, so it's a mix of French people, immigrants. It's a mix of people.
who are learning French?
No, no, they just live here, and it's a social.
Oh, it's a social group.
Yeah, it's a
Got it.
social. Yeah,
Oh, I see. It's a language exchange. Like you can speak.
yeah. But at some point, I suddenly started realizing I was saying a few things
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't translating.
Hmm.
At first, I'm just everything's translated.
Yes.
And then you
Back
start
into your
realize,
mother tongue. Yeah.
yeah. And then I started realizing I would sometimes say things without just to say them. And then I'm like, oh, okay, that's
They were
progress.
automatic. They were automatic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now
Authenticity.
I'm doing that a lot. I hardly translate. However, I make a lot more mistakes.
But did you take any more lessons? You didn't go take,
No,
you
no.
know?
I mean, I do Duolingo and
Yeah.
there's some little, there's a bunch of Instagram and YouTube people that little shorts on specific France, expressions or traditions or
That
how
you do. Right,
really
right.
quick stuff that I, consume every
Yeah.
day. Just, but
I
it's
recommend
interesting the
Babbel.
process.
I recommend Babbel, Babbel. I mean, I think it's like $15 a month.
Hmm.
I think it's very good. There's a polyglot I follow who also recommends it, and
Hmm.
it's
Yeah.
there's a lot of apps out there, but I like it. You do get speaking practice, reading, all of it. It's a little more serious than Duolingo.
Oh yeah,
Um,
Duolingo is silly. I mean, it's,
yeah.
gamified,
Yeah, they've
but
gamified it, which annoys me.
yeah, some of the sentences are kind of crazy.
Exactly.
But nonetheless, I've picked up stuff or it's or reminded me of things,
Yes.
for sure. So
Right,
there's
right.
no bad inputs. Um,
Hmm.
Decided, and
Let's
I'm not
see.
sure,
So
like,
we
what's
talked.
something you would say to someone that's thinking about moving abroad?
I think, and this is kind of a common answer, I would get clear on your why. Why are you moving abroad? Which circles back to how we started. Is it because you want a slower lifestyle? Obviously, then you're not going to move maybe to Paris, right by the Eiffel Tower. Even if you can afford it, you're not going to do that. You know, what is it that you desire? What do you want? What are you hoping to have? And I think that's a huge question.
Yeah.
Get clear on that because Karen, I have to tell you, this drives me crazy. I'll see people online because I'm really, because my channel is new and I'm researching other channels, you'll see people randomly go onto a channel and they'll say to the person, "Where do you think I should move?"
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What? But people come on and they're like, "Oh, I'm trying to decide between Panama, Croatia, and Albania. Which one do you think I should choose?" It's like, how old are you? What do you like? What's your lifestyle? Are you, it's people,
Yeah.
so I would say just don't do that.
Yeah, for sure. Why and what do you need? You know, so if you
That's good,
like
Karen. Yeah.
me, Albania wasn't a fit for me for a number of reasons, but part of it was it didn't have the culture that I needed. Um,
Mm-hmm.
it didn't have the visual stimulation that I need and enjoy that makes me happy.
Can you say more about that when you say visual stimulation, just so folks maybe new,
So
if somebody's new?
just art, access to art galleries.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
When I was in Albania, I traveled a lot out of Albania to
Mm-hmm.
go to specifically to go to art exhibits, to go to, art events because
Right.
it wasn't there.
It wasn't
I
there.
didn't really realize it was a need that it wasn't being met there. So I was going and doing it elsewhere. Now I don't have to really go anywhere. It's right here. There's even small towns have really good art and good galleries. And of course, the architecture is amazing.
In
And
France,
I
right?
love the old, the
Mm-hmm.
buildings and the
Mm-hmm.
Arl is amazing for that. But
So
any of the towns
you
are.
didn't, before you moved to Albania, that wasn't on the top of your mind. So say we
No,
use the criteria, so you wouldn't have even known necessarily
I
access to is important to me to sort of
I didn't
beauty.
identify it. Yeah.
That's
But
interesting.
also,
Mhm.
like my needs changed. When I first
Ah,
moved to Albania, it
okay.
met a lot of needs. It met,
Yes.
so
The
it's
nature, you told me the nature was just beautiful where you
nature,
were. Great
adventure,
lake.
interest,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
but then it didn't. Um,
Right. It did till it didn't.
and that's important too, is realizing if you've picked a country or a place and it was good and then it starts to not be good.
Well,
So
as you discover yourself, which is, I think this is
yes,
actually a huge message, what you're saying.
yes, yeah.
Yeah. It might be you, I mean, I don't know about you, but maybe back to the people who feel they have to go.
Mhm,
Let's use Albania as an example. For Americans, it's very specific. It is unique. There's
mhm,
Georgia also currently.
yeah,
We can just go for 1 year,
yeah.
like no questions asked. You're American citizen.
Amazing gift. Yeah.
Yeah, it is because of a historic, really positive relationship between the United States and Albania. So many Americans are using it as like, and literally saying, I'm going to come here, I'm going to get
Yeah.
my bearings, I'll look around, but
Mhm.
I may not stay here.
Yes, and that's great. It's a great approach.
I
I,
think it
I
is a
think
great
that
approach.
I think that's a better approach than trying to find the perfect place and transplant your life there. I think it's
That's
better
interesting. You do. You think that's a better approach to
because no
go
matter where you go or start, it's going to be different than what you
no
hope or
matter what. Right.
probably it's going to be great in some, but it's going to be great in a
Oh, in
whole
certain aspects.
different way than what you
Absolutely.
were
Right. Right.
fantasizing about.
Right.
But yeah, for me, so then my needs change, or I realized the need for the need for connection and integration got bigger and bigger, and also the
Hmm.
need for more direct access to art became more important.
And
There's so much psychological stuff
yeah,
that goes along with being an expat. It,
that as you said, which is why, in part, why we did this two-part interview. And again, guys, that check part one is on my channel,
I'll
Quiet
link it
Broad Broad.
in the description.
Yeah, so it's different, but you're right. I think everybody focuses on Cost. How much does it
Yeah.
cost? And the visa, what's the visa?
That's,
Which is important, but those are like just a certain set of parameters. What about the whole emotional toll, really? In fact, really briefly, I just watched a video about a family who moved to Portugal. I don't want to sound like a terrible person, but I was kind of like, they were not prepared. They moved for 1 year. And I mean, it was the way the person titled the video too. It's like they're quitting Portugal. But some of the
Mhm.
reasons that the man gave, I mean, you guys.
Yeah, that's
He even said maybe if I had tried to learn the language,
mhm.
one of his stressors, Karen, I have to tell you this, like I'm just talking to Karen, don't anybody else listen. He literally said one of his stressors was, we'd want to buy fresh bread. And I'm like, yeah, Portugal, the fresh baked bread. And he goes, well, we'd go and we wouldn't like know the word for bread. We wouldn't know how to order. And I'm thinking, do you
Yeah.
not have a
Well,
phone
this
with
is
Google
exactly,
Translate?
yeah.
But
Or
you
it's
can
not,
even point, Karen. I mean, you could
yeah.
point and you learn the word for please.
And I I get it, it's hard. In Albania, it took
They're
me,
leaving the country.
yeah, in Albania, it took me at least 2 months before I went and dared to buy cheese by the weight. Like I was
Yes.
just so
That's
nervous
harder
about it.
because you've got to say the weight and you've got to,
No, but it's not hard. I could have just pointed and said two, and I've seen other.
or I would go like the size. I'd be
Yeah,
like that.
but
Yeah.
it's hard. It is. You feel
It's a
it's
little
awkward,
scary. It's a little
and
scary.
honestly, sometimes you get it's
Too
not
much.
a very warm reception, or it's really busy in there, and wherever.
Oh, okay.
But that
Yeah.
exactly that the family you're talking about, that's exactly sort of what I was saying. You can't transport your culture and even your family dynamics are going to change when you move abroad. You can't transplant
Yeah.
anything.
We look at cost.
Well,
Oh, no, know what your why is and what your
yeah,
needs are.
yeah,
What your needs are.
yeah.
Yeah. That's
And
really it.
be prepared for trade-offs.
Yeah, that's true.
Costs. Don't only look at costs.
And don't only look at cost. Yeah. Oh,
For
yeah.
all the things that are challenging or difficult or confusing
Mhm.
or tiring, it's also glorious and
Yeah.
fun and
And you're
interesting.
getting the culture, wonderful food, the
Yeah.
beautiful architecture, and hopefully friends.
I'm starting now to feel like I'm making, like, starting new
Oh, you're
friendships,
cultivating.
like
Yeah.
actual people that I could say, okay, things are going horribly wrong. Let's, vent or
Oh.
talk. I've been here now a year and a half, a little more.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
now I think now people believe I'm staying, so that's part of it.
That's important, right?
So
Right.
they're, why should they, get really close to you and then you're going to leave? That's
Yes.
human nature. I'll link the first part in the video. I'll link your
Oh,
information
yeah.
in the
Yeah, you'll put it below.
description.
Hmm.
Um, Anybody has any questions or complaints? Not
Or, yeah,
be
feedback in the
gentle, but
comments. That'd be
put them in
great.
the comments.